Britain is home to an ever-increasing number of billionaires.
They're the richy rich of rich.
We've got clients who are royalty, multi-billionaires. This is Jay-Z and Beyonce's house champagne, for want of a better description.
And feeding them has become big business.
It will cost you £98,700.
The eggs will sell for £1,400 per kilo. It's a lot of money.
Today's international jet set expect the very finest food and drink.
I'm used to Caspian caviar, to the real stuff.
Expensive, very expensive.
Provided by a private network of luxury suppliers.
These will just be gone, like feeding strawberries to pigs.
To survive in this competitive market, they must produce more than just food.
They want a whole experience, they want to be immersed in a whole different world.
A lot of our clients use us to show off. I mean, that's why they come to us.
It's genius. It's a genius idea.
They must satisfy the whims and excesses.
I'm having a coconut fit right now.
Tastes delicious. It works.
Of the world's most demanding clients.
They are demanding, yeah. They're the richest people in the world.
When you're rich, having the very best food isn't just about the taste. It's about showing off and impressing your friends. One lady hoping to wow her friends is Jory White. An important milestone is approaching, and she wants to celebrate with a party. It's her 17th wedding anniversary.
I want something that's going to blow everybody's mind with food and drink, and something that's theatrical and extraordinary. If you really want to impress someone and make them remember the experience for months and years to come, you really need to take that step further and give them something that is super sensory and super experiential, and that's what I'm hoping to get.
Jory has chosen bubble food to cater at her anniversary party. Pioneers of molecular gastronomy, they're famous in celebrity and millionaire circles for their innovative use of technology, attention to detail, and creative presentation.
People now want food to be entertainment, they want it to be a spectacle, and they're quite willing to pay a lot of money for it.
People don't expect just to eat good food now, they want a whole experience, they want to be immersed in a whole evening and a whole different world.
Boss Michael must pitch Bubble's very best ideas to Jory. To wow her, they're going to have to pull out all the stops.
Can I have a glass of wine, please? Calm me down a bit.
The dinner party will cost more than £10,000. It's a laborious process of pitches and tastings to perfect the menu.
Because it's her 17th wedding anniversary, I think it would be quite nice to propose 17 sensory moments throughout the evening. To tie in with the number, really, to give it a little bit more of a bespoke touch. Let's do this. Hey!
Jory's husband, photographer Adrian, is joining her for the pitch.
Good, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Michael knows how to do it, his team know how to do it, and the chefs are all so fantastic.
I think the type of people we've got coming obviously have been to lots of different events before, so are not easily impressed.
But impress they must. So Bubble will tailor the evening specifically to Jory's whims and wishes.
I'm having a coconut fit right now because coconut is where it's at.
Yeah.
And so I really want to do something with coconut.
I mean, we can incorporate anything into the menu.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a problem.
As well as coconut, Jory loves truffles, so the team has devised a truffle hunting experience. Guests will hunt through a box of leaves to find truffle-flavoured canapés.
So it's in the wooden box filled with kind of leaves and bark, like a ham and truffle croquette.
So truffles, I'm up for it. Adrian's exhibition is all about, it's coming together big time, and it's all about trees and forests. Maybe we go down that road a bit.
Yeah.
That really excites me. Cool. Cool.
But when you take the canapé, you have to put these headphones on, which are snorting pigs.
I'm not going to be 100% sure that I'm going to choose to do that, but I really would. I don't mind trying it at all.
You'll try it at the tasting,
Okay.
and you'll love it. You're going to love it because it's such a talking point.
There'll be 8 courses at the dinner party, and each one must be approved by Jury and Adrian. The truffle dish won't be signed off until they try it next week at the tasting.
So you're going to have to live up to the game, baby. Do you know what I mean? You need to up the ante and do a super effective job. So every morsel needs to be super tasty.
It will, don't you worry.
Okay,
don't you worry. It'll be amazing.
The last party that Michael did for us was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and people still talk about that party because it was so amazing.
Yeah. A lot of our clients use us to show off. I mean, that's why they come to us.
Showing off is important to Britain's new elite, and being the first to try the most exclusive club or the latest culinary hit is a good way to get ahead.
New places, new clubs, new restaurants. A lot of rich people around, so they're ready to pay.
Today, something new has arrived in Mayfair. A group of wealthy socialites have gathered to try this latest food fashion. It's escargot pearls, or snail's eggs to the rest of us.
Snail caviar is a luxury item on the continent. We're trying to introduce it here.
It's the first time producers Sophie and Mike have done a Mayfair tasting. It's a tough audience to impress, which includes former Mrs. Russia, Maranika Smirnova.
I like caviar, but just a little bit scary to eat this white one.
I'm used to Caspian caviar, to the real stuff, and I don't think any new stuff can beat the old stuff.
That's nice. Not taste like real caviar. It's different.
Very different, isn't it? Very, very different.
It kind of rolls in the mouth and flops, the real one, but this is much harder.
Fresh snail caviar isn't yet on sale in the capital, but that could all be about to change.
I like it more. I prefer this one. Just really don't know where to buy, maybe in Harrods.
The tasting has been a success, but it's early days for Sophie and Mike's fledgling business.
I love it. It's painstakingly produced. It takes forever. It's labour-intensive, and it is a labour of love.
Sophie and Mike don't just sell the caviar, they make it. A far cry from swanky Mayfair. At home, in Aylesbury, in their back garden.
He's just waking up. He likes the warmth from my finger, that's it. He's curious now, he's going to come out and have a look.
Sophie and Mike became snail farmers by accident when Sophie ordered some edible snails online.
By the time they arrived to us, they're all crawling round, and I couldn't bring myself to eat them. So we kind of kept them as pets. Then the obvious thing happened. 21 days later, bingo, we had some more snails than you can ever imagine.
So they started a business selling escargot to restaurants around the UK.
They're gorgeous or what, eh?
They had to learn fast.
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Thank you very much.
Download Veely
The eyes
now.
are on the stalk, and the 2 tentacles that go out the front are solely feelers.
But that's not the strangest thing about snails. They fire darts from their heads to arouse their partners.
You can never stop learning. There is always something a snail will do that's a bit bizarre, and you think, wow.
Snails are hermaphrodites with both male and female reproductive organs. After mating, for up to 12 hours, both partners lay eggs. And being snails, they do that in a rather weird way too.
So he puts his head into the cup, and at the last minute he twists his body a little, turns his head on one side, and they lay their eggs out of their head. And then we're left with the caviar. You'll see some of them will lay 20 to 30 eggs, and some of them will lay 100 or more.
Before they can be sold, the eggs must be washed and painstakingly sorted.
It takes a long time, which is obviously why we have to command the price, because the amount of labour that goes into this.
Sophie's the only snail caviar producer in the UK, so if she can crack the luxury food market, there's big money to be made.
You got 12 grams for €29, So €2,400 per kilo. It's a lot of money.
If you've got more money than most, showing off on holiday with a super yacht is just the ticket. It's midsummer, and the south of France is awash with mega yachts and mega spending on all things extravagant.
This is Armand de Brignac. This is Jay-Z and Beyonce's house champagne, for want of a better description. About 200, 250 euros a bottle, though, so what's so lovely about this is that the branding's so understated, isn't it? It's not at all tacky, is it? Yeah, certainly some of our clients like a bit of bling.
Simon O'Neill runs a company called Penham, supplying the finest food and drink to the biggest and brashest boats on the Côte d'Azur.
Penham is Latin for provisions. It's also the ablative for penis, as my father told me. Since he's a Latin scholar, which wasn't very good after we'd done all the branding. But no, Penham is the Latin for victuals and to provision prior to departure.
The Côte d'Azur is a tightly knit and competitive place. Simon's been running Penham for 3 years, and so far, business is booming.
The furthest one is one of our clients, as is this nearest one, quite modern looking. The richest people in the world own these boats, it's as simple as that. Multi-billionaires. They are the most incredible expression of wealth. She's probably 75, 80 metres long. You've got to be looking at 100 million plus for that. We've got clients who are royalty. We've got clients who are multi-billionaires. The majority of the people that charter boats are just incredibly wealthy or high-profile individuals. But they are demanding, yeah. They're the richest people in the world.
Van's going to leave tomorrow morning to go to Italy.
Simon buys whatever the super yachters want and delivers it to them wherever and whenever they need it.
Dairy, fruit, veg, meat, fish, laundry, toilet paper, expensive bottles of wine, the whole gambit, everything that you could potentially require. And we have to go to some considerable lengths to get what it is that the client wants. It's not for us to decide whether the Manuka honey is important or not, we just need to get it. Who's this for? Sparkling vodka? What are they going to come up with next?
With new boats arriving every day, it's the busiest time of year to make money for Simon and his team.
We're right in the middle of the season at the moment. We've got 5 months of the year in which to make our money. Orders are coming in on a regular basis and the team's at full stretch, so it is as busy as it can get.
In Aylesbury, Sophie and Mike have gone from keeping a few snails as pets to becoming farmers.
Trying to distribute flour onto the damp leaves, and this evening the snails will come up, pretty much eat the lot.
They now have a field full of snails being fattened up to sell to restaurants as escargots.
They're ravenous at this age. The first ones we put in 2 weeks ago are huge already.
Growing the business has been a challenge as Sophie suffers from multiple sclerosis.
It affects my legs, it affects my hands, and it affects my mobility. For me, because I'm not as mobile, it's sometimes so frustrating because I have to rely on someone to do something for me. Can you move this? Can you lift this? Sometimes it is so totally frustrating.
She's amazing. She is totally amazing. I couldn't have done it on my own. I couldn't do what she does.
Sophie's determined to expand the business by pushing their snail caviar into the luxury food market. They've already attracted the attention of Michelin-starred chef Aidan Byrne.
I first discovered the caviar up in the Dorchester. It was horrible. But then we started buying smells with snails. She said that we've got this snail caviar, and so she sent it in, and I tasted it, and it wasn't anything like what I remembered it to be. The flavour's a little bit more refined. It's not as soily.
It's just always there to bounce ideas with. If I've got an idea that I want to do something, I can just pick up the phone and it's great.
At £1,400 a kilo, Aidan uses the caviar sparingly. It's the final garnish for his signature snail and razor clam starter.
It's a bloody expensive ingredient. We quite literally put about 8 or 10 pearls on each plate. With it on the plate, I have to sell the plate for £5 more. There we go.
Amazing.
It's your snails.
But Aidan points out a major problem with Mike and Sophie's business plan. It needs a reliable supply.
We get it very sporadically. You know, we'll phone up and say, well, we've got no caviar, can we get some? Oh, it'll be another 3 weeks before we can have some. And then it'll just turn up out the blue.
The supply is unreliable because the fresh eggs only last a week. But after a month experimenting in the kitchen, Sophie thinks she's found a way to preserve them without altering the taste.
This could have a massive impact on our business. It's love dust. Simple as that. We're producing something that's got a lot of love, so it's got love dust.
The secret love dust is sent off to the lab for testing. Sophie must wait 3 months to find out if it could transform her business. It's high season on the Côte d'Azur, and the mega-rich are jostling for space to show off their super yachts. The yachts can cost up to £1 million a week to charter, so whilst on board, the guests naturally expect the very best food and drink.
This is Rémy Martin's top cuvée, €3,000 sold to the gentleman in the front row. Proper bit of bling, isn't it?
At Penham, it's their busiest time of year. Simon and his team are working flat out to complete orders.
500ml that you have.
You know what they're like, they leave this all to the last minute. They expect us to move mountains. So give me a shout when you're on deck and we can run through the order. This is a couple of €1,000 a bottle. Very difficult to get hold of. Client wants 2, we've got them.
The whiskey is part of a £12,000 order to be sent to a yacht in Ibiza. But it's not all expensive booze.
Has this become a superfood in the UK? I have no idea, but everybody wants kale.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, this year it seems that kale is the food trend of the season. Goji berries was last year, the year before was Manuka honey. Hemp protein seems to be a favourite. Wheat germ powder. Not for us to ask, we just get on the supply. Like toilet paper. Everybody's got to wipe their arse. We're required to get them everything that they could possibly want from us. The world will stop turning if Madame doesn't have her 0% soya milk yogurt in glass jars. That was the only thing Madame was going to be eating and drinking for the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks. Well, she got it, but luckily her husband spent the thick end of 20,000 on fine wine, so it made it all worth everybody's while to do it.
Whilst every billionaire enjoys the finer things in life, there are a few items on the list that are more familiar to the rest of us. Simon's assistant Paul is at Jeffrey's, the south of France's very own corner shop, full of British products at Côte d'Azur prices.
So this will cost you about £2.50 in the UK. By the time it arrives here and it's on the shelf, we're looking at probably around €8. By the time we mark it up and we sell it onto the yacht, we're looking at maybe 11, possibly €12.
That's nearly 9 of our British pounds.
So you could say it's the most expensive Marmite in the world.
With a Marmite safely packed, the van will drive down the coast to Spain, catch a ferry to Ibiza, and rendezvous with the super yacht.
Probably what you've got in here is probably about €15,000 worth of produce. It's just because it's got so much wine, it's a little bit of expensive bits and pieces, lots of fine chocolates, yeah. So someone will be partying on someone's boat tomorrow with this lot. Next stop, Ibiza.
In London, luxury caterers Bubble have been hard at work creating bespoke dishes for Jury and Adrian's anniversary party. Today, they must finalise the menu.
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to give all of our friends such a complete taste sensation and kind of visual, sensory, kind of overawing kind of, whoa, what's going on? They're all going to have so much fun. And I know for a fact that they'll talk about it for ages to come.
So this is a little tapioca crisp with hamachi, kingfish.
Yum. Lovely presentation with the flowers.
Every dish must be tasted, critiqued, and signed off by jury before it can be served at the party next week.
Our next campaign is a little bit of diced native lobster, topped with black radish and gold leaf.
Very nice, very nice.
Bubble are presenting some of the world's most costly ingredients, served not just as food, but as theatre.
House-smoked sea trout with mustard mayonnaise.
That's a good one.
This is the one I was talking to you about.
Time for the showstopper.
Okay.
A box filled with leaves, hiding tiny truffle-flavoured canapes.
So that'll be the sound aspect.
Guests must root through the box like pigs hunting truffles in a forest.
What is going on there? That's kind of cool. I like that.
To help get into character, headphones play the sounds of oinking pigs.
I feel like taste that.
Fair enough.
Actually, you need to put that on there when you do it. It's really good. That's delicious. Where's another one?
I'm sure I recognise one of those pigs. No, very, very nice.
So I think, jury, if you maybe sit here.
After truffling success, time for the mains. But first, Bubble have another surprise. They've scented the napkins with personally tailored oil perfume. So for jury, it's the all-important coconut.
Coconut scented towel.
Oh, nice. I love coconut. Ooh. Wow.
And
Jury's husband likes trees, so his towel smells of trees.
So this will be a really lovely touch for your guests. There'll be one overriding scent that you know your guests are probably a real fan of, whether it's something woody, whether it's something citrus or floral, and we can really tailor the scent to your guests' specific tastes.
Chef Jens has a budget of over £1,000 a head, so the fish course, up next, spares no expense.
So the osseotra caviar is about £1,600 a kilo, so obviously that costs a fair bit. King crab is a really premium product, over £100 for an actual crab.
And of course, it's all topped off with a sheet of edible, yet tasteless, gold leaf.
So although it's quite a small dish, it adds up. It's worth a fair bit.
But with the next two courses, there's a problem. The burrata ball looks a bit like the octopus carpaccio.
The presentation is very similar to the tomato dish, and I kind of prefer it if it wasn't a similar presentation, and I can't deter from the tomato dish because it was so divine.
We could represent it and send you images if you want.
It's a tough one. How do we play that one then? You can think about that.
Jury's looking for perfection, but these tough decisions must be made soon.
I think we need to refine a couple of things and make sure it's exactly what she's looking for.
Michael and his team have just 6 days to create a menu that satisfies her every desire. It's one thing being able to afford the finest food, and another knowing how to eat it. William Hanson makes a living from teaching British table manners to confused foreigners.
Food is pivotal because we do it 3 times a day, and we judge people as we judge people on their handshake. We judge someone by how they eat, and I don't care how much money you have. If someone is eating messily, noisily, or badly, I'm not likely to want to eat with them again.
William is only 24, but has been teaching etiquette for 7 years and travels the world giving tutorials.
People think I'm doing this as a hobby, or I'm some sort of character, sort of a bit like Keith Lemon or something like that, or Dame Edna if we're being a little bit more upmarket. But no, it is a proper job. This is not some sort of sick, perverted joke. This is me. I mean, this is my life.
Today, William is meeting Galia, an Uzbek businesswoman who loves everything British.
I love the Britishness. I love driving Jaguar. You can't beat the class of British cars. Beautiful, smooth, sophisticated, classy. Always wanted a Jaguar. That's a star buy.
She's about to receive a lesson on the art of afternoon tea.
how do you put the napkin, how do you eat your scones and things like that. I would like to learn how to do it properly.
They're meeting at the Goring near Buckingham Palace. It's the hotel where Kate Middleton stayed before her wedding. William is going to teach Galia how to have tea like a princess.
The issue is that they've got a lot of money and they've got all the designer stuff and they've got fine china. They just don't quite know what to do with it. It is all the gear, no idea.
Just around the corner from Buckingham Palace, etiquette expert William Hanson is at the Goring Hotel for afternoon tea. He's here to give a lesson in table manners to Galia, an Uzbek millionairess.
Galia, hello, how do you do?
I do.
William
Nice to meet
Hanson.
For foreign visitors, there's no more English a meal than afternoon tea. But its rules and conventions are a minefield. So William starts with the basics.
And could you just show me how you would stir your tea?
I'll try not to
You're
be
going
noisy.
round and round. Right.
Yes.
Well, that's lovely. What we're actually going to do is we're going to go back and forth, because you won't splash as much. No, not sort of skipping along the surface, just back and forth, gently, and then flicking the teaspoon above the tea, not hitting it on the side. We don't want silly noises, and then putting it parallel to the handle at the back. Gosh, doesn't it look lovely?
Table manners differ enormously around the world.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Russia you would put your hands, rest your wrists on the table when you are not eating, and this is to show that you're not carrying a weapon. Whereas in Britain the hands go in the lap, because of course we're unarmed, we would not be so rude as to kill someone during a meal, we would wait until afterwards. What happens at the tea, or at the lunch, or at the dinner is much more important than killing somebody.
Having safely negotiated the cutlery, William starts work on Galia's language skills.
Now, of course, the pronunciation of the word scone is perhaps one of the more important issues that modern society faces. Would you say it is scone or scone?
According to the pronunciation rules, it should be scone.
We actually would pronounce it scone, because once it's gone, it's gone. A lot of people call it a scone because, again, they think it sounds more sophisticated than a scone. Slightly affected, but Her Majesty pronounces it scone, and it is, of course, her English, so I think we will go along with scone. So, would you like a scone?
Yes, please. Yes.
That's a fruit one there. The jam is over there, out of reach from me. Now, what I'm not going to do is just lunge across you and grab the jam. I would say to you, Galia, would you like some jam? And you would say...
No, thank you.
And then you would say...
And then you're stuck.
No, and then hopefully you would say, but William, would you like some jam? And I say, yes, please. So I would not ask directly for the jam. That would be quite impolite.
2 hours, 4 scones, and 3 sandwiches later, Galia knows all there is to know about afternoon tea.
When I first came to this country, obviously the first thing I did was having afternoon tea at Ritz, Dorchester and Fortnum & Mason, as you do. I probably didn't do it properly then, and I certainly know how to do it properly now.
I am a little bit old before my time, yes. I'm a 50-something in the body of a 20-something-year-old. I will probably have a nervous breakdown when I'm 50 and behave disgracefully, but we'll wait for that day to come.
In the south of France, British etiquette and quiet reserve aren't required. Here, the bigger and brusher, the better. And Simon is more than happy to supply it. It's the end of the season, and he's heading to Monaco to discuss an order.
The chefs that we work with are under tremendous pressure. They've got to produce amazing quality food because the people that they're providing it to are multi-billionaires.
Simon is meeting Patrick Wilkie, the chef aboard the yacht Nassima.
Thanks.
Simon.
How you doing, Patrick?
G'day.
Good to see you, mate.
Likewise.
Nassima is a 50-metre-long, £20 million super yacht.
This is just stunning, isn't it?
Lovely little fish tank.
It's pretty impressive. I don't think I've actually seen a fish tank on board a yacht. Certainly not as a dividing wall.
Yeah.
Built 3 years ago, Nassima can go round the world, but spends most of her time on the shores of the Mediterranean.
Come through here, you'll like this.
There's a fully equipped gym, so guests can work off their lavish meals.
You don't bang your head on the ceiling. I thought you would.
Good on you, mate.
There's room on deck for 2 jet skis, 2 speedboats, and a hot tub.
This is the master.
And of course, sumptuous accommodation for up to 12 guests.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
And well, this is my little room in here. I share this with the chief engineer. He's on the bottom, I'm on the top. We don't have to top and tail at least. It's close quarters, but you get used to it.
Patrick is dealing with an impromptu party for 60 guests, so gives Simon an order of vegetables, seafood and Wagyu beef that must be delivered to the yacht by tomorrow afternoon.
All right,
Okay.
so you're happy with everything for tomorrow?
Sweet. Thank you very
Show.
much.
Cool. Thanks for your time, Patrick. Good luck.
Absolutely wonderful.
I'll see you.
For the last 6 years, Patrick has lived side by side with the world's mega-rich.
There is unlimited budget with these guys, so you can literally buy what you want in the quantities that you need without being hindered by monetary aspects of it. You know, I've worked on boats where 500 euro notes, bang, 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 piles of them lying around the boat, literally, piles of them lying around the boat. And it's unfathomable. These guys have got so much wealth that they can wish and dream for anything they want to, they can have it. Can you get a couple of different varieties of bread for lunch? 1 baguette and 1 sort of wholemeal or cereal bread, please. Enough for 8 people. We did have some Russian folks on a boat a couple of years ago who they would bring their own cans of 500 grams of caviar. And it's the real stuff. The boss would come down to the galley and he'd say, make me some blinis. Okay, we'll make some pancakes up front. He says, give me a spoon. So, spoon. And then he'd get this big dinner spoon, you know, put 2 or 3 big slopping spoonfuls of this caviar. I'm talking about, you know, $200 a spoonful. Boom, boom, boom. So, you know, it's a big, expensive plate. Sour cream on top of that, rolled it up. Eat! You must eat! It was awful.
The next morning, Simon is up early to complete Patrick's order. First stop, pick up the seafood.
Salut Gilles. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, bon fond? Ouais, impeccable. Super. Bonjour.
The demand for the freshest seafood is so high at this time of year that fishmonger Gilles works a 20-hour day.
Hello? Yes.
The seafood doesn't just come from the Med, it's flown in from around the world with a price tag to match.
Et donc ici, il n'y a que des produits qui sont vivants, d'accord? Il n'y a que des produits qui sont vivants, et c'est des produits qu'on garde en bassin. La clientèle veut vraiment que le produit soit en train de bouger et que ça soit le plus frais possible. Alors ça, c'est une langouste royale. Le prix pour ça, c'est plus de 100 € le kilo. Expensive, very expensive. La commande la plus bizarre, c'est 1 tonne de 100 kilos for 2 persons. For 2 persons, very expensive. Comme Louis Vuitton ou Dior ou Chanel, c'est pareil. Se font des bisous. Elle dit au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Bye bye.
Next stop is to collect Patrick's prized Wagyu beef from Maison Lino, the Prince of Monaco's butcher of choice.
Tout est prêt comme vous l'avez demandé.
Super.
Et la facture est ici.
Super. Merci. À
Je vous en prie.
Merci, au revoir.
À plus tard.
Bring it all through here. Sweet! Look at this.
So you got your edible flowers.
Lovely.
And some bits and pieces in there.
Bit of rabbit food.
Yeah, a bit of rabbit food.
Good, good,
Daikon.
good. Daikon's great.
Standard stuff, that is. Well, that's the pièce de résistance.
Ooh la la.
That's your Wagyu.
Yep.
We've got this from our local butcher.
Lovely.
This is coming in at about $2.50 a kilo.
Cool. No, I'm happy with that. That'll cook up beautifully. Wagyu beef is very popular on yachts. Wagyu means Japanese cow, essentially. And it's heavily marbled, little strip of fat and goodness going through it. And it is gorgeous. It's very, very lovely stuff. I would not be buying it at home. My wife would freak.
The most famous Wagyu comes from the island of Honshu in Japan. But this prime beef can now also be found in Powys in North Wales.
This is Abramovich. He's a Japanese black Wagyu bull, directly descended from Japan. He arrived as an embryo from Australia some 80 years ago. And he's the daddy of all these little calves here.
This herd of exotic cattle belongs to farmer Ifor Humphreys.
Beer time, boys. Ready for some beer, are you? So it's a little bit yeastier than normal, but the cows certainly love it. Come and get your beer then, boys.
He even farms according to Japanese tradition. That means giving the herd beer every day to improve the marbling effect that makes Wagyu meat so valuable.
These boys are nearly 30 months old. Most British beef is killed at 12 to 18 months old. The marbling is the last fat to be laid down, and so they need a bit more age than usual to get to that level. What we're doing is not catering for the supermarket, we're catering for somebody who wants their beef to taste better. Well, I think the beer helps a little bit, doesn't it? Relaxing for man and beast. Occasionally, yeah, we like to share. I mean, we do get a pint out and relax together. And we can talk rubbish to each other. Just like in the pub.
It's not all beer and conversation. The herd enjoy another Wagyu tradition.
There is that extra 1%, which gives it that X factor, and I think that's the massage. I got to spend quite a while doing this, but my wife does get a bit jealous sometimes, yes. But she's next.
In Aylesbury, this year's snails have been harvested and are ready to be cleaned, cooked and sent out to restaurants.
They hibernate, so they'll go off to sleep until we're ready to use them. In our first year, we probably grew 200, 300 kilos, and we thought it was a lot of snails. Now, yeah, we're over 4 ton of snails, and things are quite different.
The result of Sophie's snail caviar recipe have come back from the lab, and they're not what she was hoping for.
You receive a report back, and it will show you the different areas that it's fallen down in. And obviously on prediction, we can just look and see that it wasn't going to make a 3-month test. It's quite easy to find something to preserve the caviar. That's not a problem at all. We could preserve it and give it a 3-month shelf life, no problem whatsoever. But if it's altering the flavour of the caviar, then it's no good. We've just got to keep putting tests in and tests in until we get the right one.
Undeterred, Sophie has decided to launch another snail product.
Wow. There's always something else you can do with snails. So the next little episode is the crisps. We're just waiting now for the green light for the packets to be run, and they'll be out in some of the stores before Christmas.
What do they taste of?
Snaily.
Escargot crisps. This is just another one of those weird and wacky ideas she's come up with, but it's really going to work, isn't it?
In London, at Jury and Adrian's home, the big night has arrived for bubble food. With 3 chefs, 5 waiters, an event manager, and freshly baked personalised buns, a night like this costs well over £1,000 a head.
We need to blend into the background, we need to be very quiet. The focus is on Jory entertaining with her guests. We don't want anything to detract from that.
I'm hoping for every single one of our friends that walks through the door to be wowed by every taste sensation that they have. And I can't wait to give my friends this experience. We're gonna have so much fun.
In southwest London, guests are arriving at Jury and Adrian's house to celebrate their 17th wedding anniversary.
Cheers. Cheers.
Caterers Bubble have been working for weeks on this £10,000 food extravaganza.
You know Adrian, of course.
Head chef Jens and his team are adding real wood smoke to the sea trout starter.
So they get a nice waft of smoke just before they eat their nice smoked sea trout canapé.
Anyhow, so I kind of made my way around and found him and did my thing.
That doesn't last long, so it's time for the bespoke woodland truffling experience, complete with pig noises.
So basically you put these headphones on and it's the sound of foraging in the forest while you're eating these truffles.
Are you joking?
It's wicked. It's so wicked. Wait, does that mean it's so wicked?
There's pigs. I'm in the forest. They're snorting.
That's the last try. Taste sensation.
Really good. The sound effects really good.
And you're talking really loud, Tom.
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Amazing.
Wow, it's genius. It's a genius idea. Tonight has already been a success based on one canapé.
With the canapés all gobbled up, hands and faces all cleansed with a personally scented hand towel, it's time to read tonight's menu with a magnifying glass. It's been shrunk and printed on edible paper.
This is an umami bomb, yeah? So, but if you take your looking glass and you look on that little piece of paper, that's your entire menu for the evening.
That's brilliant!
Tonight, Bubble are serving more than just food. It's entertainment on a plate.
I've always liked fun with my food, I think. It's balsamico vinegar. You think it's like caviar, but it's not.
And jury's guests are suitably wowed.
Exquisite. It's delicious. It works.
It's been an evening that will do jury's reputation in London society nothing but good.
I'd say it's the most extraordinary, inventive and experiential supper I've ever been invited to.
It's been amazing. It's been very, very much more than expected, in fact, and I think everybody here has been absolutely blown away.
At a mere £10,000, it's a wedding anniversary to remember for Jury and Adrian.
When you actually meet someone and you know that that's the right person, then 17 years is a very short time. 17 years goes by very quickly.
It's been a good, fun ride.
Yeah.
On the Côte d'Azur, it's been a record season of excess. The super rich have spent billions on their super yachts, and they've binged on the world's finest food and drink whilst on board.
We've had an amazing season this year. We've gone from strength to strength, so there's absolutely no complaints. We've just done a really good job this year.
Simon's company, Penham Provisions, has turned over more than £1 million this summer.
These look superb, boys.
So to celebrate, he's throwing a small party for some of his chefs and suppliers.
Somebody who can afford to own a super yacht, they've either been born very lucky or they've made it very lucky. Them spending the sorts of money that they spend supports a whole industry of people who then ultimately pay their taxes and live normal lives.
Frites fumées et le caviar de l'Assiette.
The nice thing about working for the richest people in the world is that there is a little bit of a filter-down process. And it is nice at the end of the season when everybody's worked flat out to suddenly turn around and say, hey guys, why don't we just cook some of the same meat that we've been giving to our guests, and that's why it's as good as it is.
5 miles up the coast, the guests have arrived on super yacht Nasima, so Chef Patrick is working flat out in the kitchen.
It's party time. I hate making canapes, but I do like a good party.
He must cook and send out hundreds of canapes single-handedly.
You've got to have a lot of experience. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to be able to handle the pressure, and if you can't handle the pressure, you're in the wrong job. I'm happy with those. Why wouldn't you be?
Patrick has catered to the super riches every whim, 24 hours a day, for the last 5 months. And it's taken its toll.
When you think of all the suffering that's going on in the world at the moment, you know, obviously you've got the Syrian thing going on, and, you know, there's so many times you'd like to go out there to the clients and just slap them and say, "Wake up! You know, look what you're doing. Look at look at all the money and wealth you've got. Problems could easily be alleviated with less greed, basically. There's vast amount of greed going on. You have to put your blinkers on, put your nose bag on, and just get on with your job. Do you know the thing about this? These will just be gone, like feeding strawberries to pigs.
And I need some white wine ASAP.
Very tired, but not tired enough to have a few beers, that's for sure.
When Asima returns to Monaco next June, it'll be with a new chef. Patrick has decided to quit.
You come in, you do your work, you work hard, you work bloody hard, but at the end of the day, I could take it or leave it, and I choose to leave it. You know, I'm going back to spend lots of time with the family.
Britain is home to an ever-increasing number of billionaires.
They're the richy rich of rich.
Multi-millionaires and billionaires are the people that we deal with.
I'm shamelessly an entrepreneur.
You know, we're very sophisticated here.
And feeding them has become big business.
You're looking at between about 150 to 200 pounds per portion.
But in the world of the super rich, only the very best food and drink will do.
It will cost you £98,700.
People spending money just for the sake of spending money.
It's only chocolate.
I want that magic formula.
To survive in this highly competitive market, food producers must be willing to go to extreme lengths.
We've got to give you an experience of your lifetime.
You can't serve a drink like this in a glass, so you get your own handmade crystal spoon.
And indulge the appetites of the world's most discerning clients.
It makes you want to cry, doesn't it?
We're going to open the treasure box.
The extravagant cravings of the super rich are growing. The UK's luxury goods market is worth over 30 billion a year. Every week, a new supplier arrives in the hope of taking a bite out of this lucrative high-end business. New Yorker Jerry Toff has 4 days to crack London with his extraordinary product.
This bar in this box is, to us, a piece of artwork, and each bar is individually engraved with the bar number.
Jerry claims to be selling the world's most expensive bar of chocolate.
In the UK, for example, the price would be £195.
And for your £195, you also get a handmade wooden box, a 100-page booklet, and some special tweezers.
Our chocolate was made to express the aroma almost even more so than the actual flavor in the mouth. Our idea was to kind of try to distance our fingers from our nose as much as possible so that we would get as much of an unadulterated feeling for that aroma.
For Jerry, his chocolate is almost too good to eat.
Sometimes the people just want to pop it in their mouth. It's almost painful to watch, and there's been times when people will be, you know, moving to pop it in their mouth, and I'll be, no, not yet. We have the bar itself here. We took a lot of pains to make sure that the bars have a clear sheen on the surface. So I'm always extremely careful to never touch the surface of the bar. I only hold it on the ends. The appearance of the bar is important.
Jerry and his team of 4 chocolatiers handmade the bars themselves from a rare cocoa found in the Ecuadorian rainforest.
One thing to take into account is that we only made 300 bars. We had made 150 bars of our light, we made 150 bars of our dark. We work really slowly.
Jerry has 3 tastings set up to sell the product. He hopes a little of his precious chocolate will go a long way.
I have 3 bars of our 2015 Rain Harvest Light and then 3 bars of our Dark.
Currently, the most expensive chocolate bar in London is £20. Jerry needs to turn the market upside down with his £195 bar if he's going to make his business work.
It is a bit polarizing. If you can buy bars of chocolate that cost, £4, why would you possibly pay so much more? If I didn't know more about chocolate, I would also have that same reaction. I would probably be in the side of people that think it's ridiculous.
The luxury food market is a highly pressurized place to do business. Once you've found a niche, keeping ahead of the competition and maintaining the standard your high-end clients expect is the key to success.
Digging, there's only one little slice of clam in there.
Daniel Hume supplies top-end food to the owners of private jets.
I like to walk into the kitchen and it be really busy. Because if they're standing around twiddling their thumbs, 1, they end up killing each other, and 2, it's not good for business.
Ex-private chef Daniel set up the company a year ago. It's grown from 3 chefs to 15 and now handles 50 flights a week.
I had catered on yachts as a chef, and I'd catered in private households as a chef. I thought, well, someone must do the catering for the aircraft. So when I looked at the industry, there were some good companies, but I just found that there was a need for something that really pushed the boundaries.
His team of boundary pushers caters to their clients' every whim, no matter how exclusive or mundane.
We had a sports star who used to fly backwards and forwards from London when they were based in the US, and they wanted pie mash and green liquor and Monster Munch and chocolate bars. Everybody has their vices. Everybody likes their fun food and their comfort food.
That English sports star's pie and mash cost over £1,000.
Good afternoon, On Air Dining. Amanda speaking. How can I help? Hi, Sarah. We don't. We go get that one. Sushi and sashimi. Would you like me to send you a menu over and then you can have a look through? Okay. Now, we do go into London to go get it from Sumasan. Is that okay for you?
Today, a Pakistani oil billionaire wants sushi for his lunchtime flight tomorrow.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for you now.
On Air have a special relationship with Mayfair's Sumasan restaurant, which means they'll open at any time for a price.
They open at 12, so we're not going to be able to get back in time for their flight. We ring them and we say, would you mind opening early for us to come and have this sushi and sashimi?
But you pay for that?
It does come at a premium, yes.
It's going to be for 10 people, so therefore to do 10 people on that, you're looking at £4,000.
At 5 a.m, delivery driver Stefan is dispatched to London to pick up the sushi. This out-of-hours delivery will add an extra £1,000 to the bill.
They'll be there cooking their food now, ready for me to pick up for 8 o'clock.
On Air spends £50,000 on Sumasan takeouts every year.
No, this door. Oh yeah, we've got on here. Yeah, mate, from On Air Dining, got a collection?
Yeah, I get it.
Cheers, receipts in there, innit? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So, cheers.
Sushi on board, Stefan has 2 hours to get to the Harrods private jet terminal at Luton. Just in time for a very expensive lunch at 30,000 feet.
Hi, it's Stefan from On Air Dining. I've got catering supplies. Cheers. We won't do second best. We won't run up the road to local Chinese just in case. It's got to be the best. And that's what our clients expect from us.
But delivering the best comes at a cost, not just to the client, but to Daniel's business.
Are you making a profit?
Are we making a profit? No. We are not profitable now. The reason being is because we've ramped up from an operational point of view to have a team of 15 chefs, logistics team. The wages is our biggest cost. Ooh. Hello?
Daniel and his wife set up On Air Dining with 2 wealthy investors.
My wife and I, we've invested everything. I mean, I had to borrow heavily against credit cards and high-interest loans, and we really struggled, and we had to put food and kids' clothes on credit cards. So if it's about how much we've risked, then yeah, we gambled everything, every last penny, and even money that didn't belong to us that we had to borrow from banks and credit cards. So that's why you need a very supportive wife.
The bigger the business gets, the more people you got depending on you. So it's not just your family and your life and your children, you know. It's every person you employ depends on you at the end of the day. So that puts a lot of pressure.
When we're making profit regularly, it will be, the pressure will ease with regards to the stress and the sleepless nights.
Isabel and Daniel are on their way to cracking the super rich market, but they need more business, and they need it fast. Many of Britain's new super rich are Russian. They spend $500 million a year on London's finest properties. One Russian has even bought a shop, the poshest off-licence in the country, Hedonism Wines. It's run by Tatiana Fokina.
For us, wine is about drinking, and hedonism is about drinking wine. So even if it's an old wine, even if it's a very rare bottle, we would ideally love for our customers to taste it rather than put it away and never have a sip of it.
Wines costing mere thousands are on the shelves, but for something rather special, you need Tatiana's key.
This is the Old Vintages Vault, where we have the most treasured bottles. The bottle that I would like to tell you more about is the Chateau de Cam 1811. It will cost you precisely £98,700. Interestingly, I have a customer who said that if he gets the bonus that he is expecting to get this year, he will buy it, but not only will he buy it, he will drink it.
The shop's Russian clients think nothing of spending thousands on a bottle, then drinking it in the same evening.
Obviously, the situation in Russia has changed dramatically in the last 30 years, and people who didn't have access to anything gained access to everything. And I guess this is the key point about Russian mentality, that you don't know what will happen tomorrow. You can be a billionaire today, you can say something wrong about our government tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow you can be an exile. So if you have a great bottle of wine, the hedonistic approach is drink it today, drink it with your friends, share it.
But some customers have a more conservative approach. Wine collectors are big in London, like Austrian financier Klaus Ulmich.
I do not know that much about Austrians, but I think Austrians would be much more reasonable than Russians are.
Thank you.
Klaus has a wine collection worth millions.
How long is it since you started collecting Sinophonon?
Rather recently, so I probably started like 9 years ago.
Okay.
I also have a stamp collection from my grandfather. Once a collector, you become a collector. The only thing I don't collect is cars.
Football stickers?
Yeah, I did that when I was a kid, yeah.
Today, Klaus is trying wines from Hedonism's special vending machines.
This gives a chance to lots of people to taste a very large variety of wines at a very small price.
So, that's £26.50 for a single mouthful.
This has got Klaus's name on it, definitely. Okay. And the name of the wine is The Thrill of Stamp Collecting.
Mm-hmm. It's very nice. I'm a lot less of a drinker than I am a collector. I probably would want to limit myself to once or twice a week.
What's the scale of your collection in terms of numbers of bottles?
It would be around 20,000.
That's a lot of wine.
It would be providing for some binge drinking for a while, for a number of friends.
morning, Samantha. This is Charlie from On Air Dining.
In Stansted, Daniel's staff are prepping another last-minute order.
This is quite a big order that we've just got come in. It's for one of our quite a large client, and I need to organise stuff like Krispy Kreme donuts, Lola's cupcakes. They want some sushi and some Arabic food. I'd like Krispy Kreme donuts on my private jet if I had one.
To make the business pay, they need to maximise the cost of everything. So staff don't just make trips to Mayfair. They're also regulars at Waitrose in Bishop Stortford.
So, no, what do you want me to pick up? Mini Philadelphia cream cheese. With the breadsticks or without the breadsticks? So I'll be back in a bit.
With the Philadelphia and breadstick order ticked off, ex-soldier Mac now needs a pecan pie. But Waitrose are out of stock.
Right. Oh, sorry. And basically, I've had a bespoke request for a pecan pie. Now, unfortunately, our chef is flat out, will pay anything. Do you accept Amex as well? Hi, Tim, it's Mac. No pecan pie, unfortunately, but the Belgian chocolate cake, yes. I feel completely ridiculous going into shops, asking for the most random items going, but it pays my mortgage, so I can't complain.
Mac's mini breadsticks and chocolate cake will cost the client over £200. But this concierge service isn't enough to turn a profit. Daniel needs to find new business.
We've built a brand aiming to the ultra-high net worth market that we can plug in other businesses to maximise the amount of money we can make from the investment.
He's decided to expand, delivering food to the homes of the super rich, as well as to their jets.
This is really important that we can do this to the houses now. And, you know, if they're eating it in the air, why not eat it in your house?
For the launch of the new venture, Daniel is considering an amazing new ingredient to serve at his first dinner party.
You want a showstopper. You want something that you can come back and say, check this dish out.
So he's heading to Norway, to north of the Arctic Circle. He's heard of some rare and exclusive shellfish and wants to convince the supplier, Roddy Sloan, to sell to him.
What I tend to do is I tend to work with things in the ocean which are not common. It's kind of like being the chief scout for Manchester United, but in the ocean, in the food world, where I go out and I look for new talent.
Roddy only supplies this to a select few, some of the best restaurants in the world. So I have to make this journey. I have to come up here to show him and give him the confidence that we are the kind of company that will really look after this produce.
Daniel must impress Roddy if he wants to claim a place in this exclusive and highly marketable club.
How you
Hi,
doing?
man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to Arctic.
Thank you very much.
Today, the sun's out. But Roddy often dives in highly dangerous Arctic conditions. He's hunting for rare shellfish, like soft-shell clams, mahogany clams and sea urchins, which he flies direct to Denmark's Noma restaurant, voted the finest in the world.
This is really where I made my name, was with the sea urchins. We put these in the market for a long time. All of a sudden they become hugely fashionable because Noma started to work with them. This is the product that linked Noma and I together, and this is the product that everybody wants.
This is the story my clients are after. They want to understand where something's come from, the provenance, the story behind it, and how you create a dish and you make something that's more than just a plate of food.
So we're going to give you an experience of your lifetime.
By the time a sea urchin hits the plate, it's worth over £1,000 a kilo.
So you're about to taste something, okay, that's just going to be magic, okay? Not many people get to do this. This is, to me, the best. So feel privileged. This is the roll that we're going to eat. Just give me your hand. There you go.
Is the sweetness that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Really sweet.
The sweetness really knackers your brain, doesn't it?
But then you've got that kind of salty kick from the sea that comes in afterwards that kind of adds to the... But the after flavour that you've got left over in your mouth...
Just hangs.
Just hangs.
You realise this is the phenomenal amount of money you've just eaten.
It's like tablespooning caviar from the tin then.
Yeah, it's kind of basically, you know.
That's quite a flavour.
The shellfish costs as much as the finest beluga, so Daniel must prove his cooking skills before Roddy will agree to supply him. A little closer to home, ex-cavalry officer Charlie is Daniel's first lieutenant. He's checking out another new product.
We found this wonderful little artisan supplier, which is just up the road at the other end of the runway in Stansted, a little place called Elsham. So we're on our way there today to go and see this chap and see what he's got to offer.
Michael Johnson has created a drink that he believes has no rival.
We expect it to be drunk alongside the finest wines and champagne and so on. This is a luxury water we're talking about.
Most top-end mineral waters come from mountain springs or glaciers. Michael discovered his when he redeveloped an old jam factory.
Do you ever say that it comes from underneath the jam factory in Essex?
We haven't said that, but because it didn't come from exactly under there. It comes from above a confined aquifer.
That means a big lump of chalk full of water.
We wanted to make a statement, we wanted to be different to everybody else, and we positioned ourselves right at the very top because we think this is the finest water you can get. If you want something special, this is it.
Michael decided only a perfume bottle designer could do his water justice.
To have a premium water, you've got to dress it correctly. This bottle, it comes together in 2 halves. So a lot of expense and time and trouble has gone into creating this bottle that has a different shape. This glass has got a clarity to it that you wouldn't find in other bottles. It's designed to show the water off.
Elsinham water is shipped all over the world and commands a premium price. In some restaurants, up to £30 a bottle.
Water itself is an exquisite product to be admired, revered, and enjoyed on its own.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
You're one side of the airport, I'm the other, and we've never met.
I'm absolutely fascinated by this, yeah.
Come down and let's have a chat. That water, does that look pure to you?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Got to give it a go.
Treat it like red wine, shall we? Room temperature.
I am treating it like red wine.
Good.
But is it worth its £30 price tag?
It is just refined. That's the only way I can describe it. There is no hint of any metallic trace on there. Pure as pure can be.
It's always the same, pure. P-U-R-E.
In a world that values exclusivity, Charlie has another item to sell to on-air dining's wealthy customers.
Water. Who would have thought that such exquisite water would be so close to us, eh? Or even that exquisite water even existed so close to us. Or even that exquisite water existed full stop.
In central London, New Yorker Jerry Toth is trying to sell the world's most expensive chocolate bar for £195.
The very early days, I said, I think it's going to have to cost something like $40. That was before we decided on the Spanish Elm box.
In New York, potential customers will happily spend 3 hours with Jerry, tasting his exclusive but small offerings.
I brought some chocolate if you'd like to try.
Will London chocolatier Anna Francoise Wayne be so patient?
I've got a problem really understanding what's driving that really high price.
Because even if you count the wood box and the leaflet, and it's a bit over the top for a bar of chocolate that's 50 grams.
Jerry opens the first of his 6 bars.
I'm almost afraid to touch it.
But Anna-Françoise doesn't bother with his special tweezers. He's added little to the cocoa because he wants it to be all about the bean. He's hoping that's his USP.
I don't know if what you wanted was to get the floral notes, but if that's what you wanted, I think it's very acidic.
Okay.
You know, chocolate should kind of take you on a journey, so you should have kind of a beginning note and a middle and end. And I think at the beginning you do get a bit of the floral, but then the minute the acidity kicks in,
it becomes
really fruity. And I think for me at the end it's astringent.
Okay.
And I find the end of it not pleasant. A bit like vinegar.
This is a bean kind of declaring itself brashly.
That is not how people eat chocolate.
Right.
What they want from chocolate is a pleasurable experience.
Anne's chief taster, Danny, arrives to try.
80.5.
Uh-huh.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Doesn't taste like an 80% chocolate.
So Artisan de Chocolate won't be buying Jerry's bars.
I don't see what differentiates that fine chocolate from my fine chocolate, apart from some packaging.
And that's before Danny discovers Jerry's price.
£195.
You're joking, is it? I thought it was 130, he said.
195.
It's even more than I thought. Don't put that on camera. Oh my God. Really? He said 130.
195.
Okay. If he's got a magic formula for him to sell a bar for £195 at 50 grams, I want that magic formula, because I'd quite like to put them into all of my stores.
Did it make you think about your pricing?
We believe that we're making something different. To what extent will people pay for that? And you know, that's an open question.
Will Jerry have more luck tomorrow when he tries to sell direct to London's super rich? In Norway, 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle, Daniel Hume is experimenting with rare seafood for his new venture, a luxury at-home dining business.
Right, so here comes the point where this is a chef's test. Open one.
Fisherman Roddy Sloan wants Daniel to prove his chef skills before he'll agree to supply him.
These are my products, okay, and they represent everything about what we've built here. I'm quite passionate about it. I'm slightly nuts as well, but it's my ocean. It's been my life for a long time, and I can't have my hard work ruined at the end.
We'll have a little play with this then.
Well, I'll just let you do your mise en place, yeah? And then I'll come back and then you can maybe feed me a finished dish and explain it to me.
I've never had to cook something for somebody or do a taste test to sample anything from somebody before. This is challenging because obviously I want to show Roddy that we're going to look after the product. I'm just playing. I'm playing. I'm looking at. Don't want to hide the flavour. You don't want to mask it. I'm still a little. Still unsure about that.
So, how'd you get on?
Do you know what? It's a lot harder than first expected.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, you know, it's kind of like a more, I don't know if you put like a soy in it or something like that, or just add in a bit more.
What I've added to it is this, it's a seasoned soy sauce, so it's had infusions put into it.
I think it's been a really good day, yeah, and I really like his skills, I like his knowledge.
With Roddy's ingredients, Daniel could create a very special dish, the perfect launching pad for his company's expansion.
This is the beginning of, hopefully, a beautiful relationship.
When the wealthy find something they like, they'll happily spend millions.
Hi, how are you?
Austrian financier Klaus Umek has 20,000 bottles of wine worth over £2 million. He likes vintages from important years in his family history.
The oldest things I have are from the 40s, because that's when my parents were born. So I have, I have 41 Ecames, and I have 47 Cheval Blanc and 47 Aubryon. So those are, kind of sort of trophy old things. These things do get drunk, but, unfortunately not on a regular basis. But for me, it's more the, the whole evening that surrounds opening one of these trophies that makes it something that you will always remember.
Klaus doesn't actually drink much of his wine, but he does like to look at it. So today he's paying his wine a visit at its secret home in the heart of the Wiltshire countryside.
You'll see the entrance. It's very tiny and hidden away very nicely. So we're going to open a treasure box.
It's a high-security establishment, the wine equivalent of Fort Knox. Klaus is meeting his wine expert, Charles Curtis, who'll check the condition of his collection.
Basically, this is health and safety equipment, which must be used when going down. You may carry these over your shoulder, by the way.
Very good. Thank you.
There's yours.
Take the 58, thanks.
It might not look much from above ground, but underneath, it's a different story. A 100 feet underground is 1 million square feet of air-conditioned vaults, storing some of the finest wines in the world. Over 10 million bottles, worth more than £2 billion. Clients include Andrew Lloyd Webber and Sir Alex Ferguson. It's so big, it's even got its own train.
It's like the Louvre of the wine industry. In the same way that you can't get through the Louvre in a day, there's absolutely no way to get through here in a day. Rack after rack of the most incredible treasures of the world of wine, stretching literally a half mile in that direction and a half mile in that direction.
Time for Klaus to inspect his treasured collection.
So you have a look at whether any of the corrosion and the wear is commensurate with the age, and then Charles will now go into checking color, height of the wine, how much of the fluid has escaped through the cork.
The levels are good. I mean, it's 85, right? So amazing. It's a 30-year-old case of wines.
This 1985 Montrachet was originally sold for around £50 a bottle.
Charles, what are they worth?
Depends on the day you're buying them, of 4,000 to 5,000 US a bottle.
So Klaus has done rather well.
The thing I love about looking at his collection is almost everything is pristine. He's put it together in a very intelligent way, in that they're all wines that will appreciate in value, but at the same time they're all wines that he would love to drink.
Every time the markets are bad and people are panicking on one day about China and then happy about it the next, you go in your cellar, inhale the smell, and there's a real value that you care for, and it's a hobby, and if everything fails, you drink it up.
In today's fluctuating global markets, financier Klaus's liquid investments are safe and secure. New Yorker Jerry is trying to sell his £195 chocolate bar, but the first meeting was a disappointment. He's trying to keep a sense of perspective.
It's only chocolate. It's an easy thing to forget for me and for our team. I need to remind myself of that sometime.
He's waiting to meet a big retailer, but in the meantime, he's going direct to the client, pitching to some all-important, rich chocolate fans.
But I love chocolate. Who doesn't? I know. So I'm intrigued.
Jerry is honoured. There's even a princess present, Jasmine Abbasi.
I'm expecting a chocolate that is absolutely grand to eat. Chocolate is for two reasons, either for one's personal consumption and it has to be exceptional, or you give it as a gift to somebody you want to impress, especially at this price range. So it has to be beautifully packaged, beautifully presented as well.
Jerry wants everyone to truly appreciate his chocolate, which means no one gets to taste it until they've heard the full story.
I love talking about it. We've definitely done tasting events that have been 2 and 3 hours.
The ladies don't have 3 hours, so Jerry's trying to keep it brief.
This is the same wood that we ferment our cacao beans in, and so 5 people working full-time year-round to make 300 bars. Couldn't just be a standard bar of chocolate. It had to be from this really special source.
The shortened pitch takes over an hour, and they've still not seen the bar.
There's too much marketing. Sometimes simple is easier.
He's not the right person for marketing.
He needs to get quicker and he needs to get rid of all the buzzwords that are, we forested and we harvested and all that. All those have to disappear and he just has to sell his chocolate.
How do you feel your pitching's going?
I think I still need to condense. I think I spend too much time giving everybody every little detail, and I think I would love to learn how to... I'm not very good at sound bites.
After the long tease, Jerry finally unwraps his first bar of precious chocolate.
I can smell it. Can you smell it?
The sheen looks good.
It does. Perfect.
We initially produced over 1,000 bars, and we rejected about 800 because there were imperfections on the surface. I recommend...
And finally, it's tweezer time.
Because it is a nuanced aroma. So if you'd like, you can take a tasting utensil. You can use your hand to grab it if it's...
Are you feeling like a proud father at the moment?
Yes, a little nervous also, but a proud father.
This is going to be fingers and that, all right.
And when you eat it, put it, after the aroma, put it in the back of your mouth and maybe bite it into 2 or 3 pieces, but don't chew. Just let it melt in your mouth. What we're looking for is a progression of flavors. It should show us different things in different moments.
Well, it starts off bitter at the back of the mouth.
Right.
For sure. There's a smokiness to it as well.
It's really smooth. It's
Really
really smooth,
smooth.
really creamy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very pleasing.
There's nothing added into it. There's no,
Nothing. There's no cacao butter, no vanilla.
Just pure.
Gosh.
Did you not think it was expensive?
It is overpriced for this market because people here go into any other store and they will pick up a bar of chocolate or even a box of chocolates, 50, 60, 70 pounds, and that's fine, but that's a real box of chocolates, not a bar.
Would you buy it?
Yes, I would. Once in a while. I might add that.
I did like it, but would I pay £195? I'm not like I'm not like Yasmin. I wouldn't pay it.
Jerry's marketing trip is coming to an end. He's got one more day to sell his chocolate to the UK. At On Air Dining, Daniel's chefs are preparing for the launch of his new in-house dining service, using the seafood he sampled in Norway.
These aren't just gimmicky items. The flavour is amazing.
The chefs have come up with a very special deconstructed clam chowder. Sweet corn custard, clam juice consommé, and bacon bits.
That's really good.
It'll be the centrepiece of the company's first at-home dinner party event.
You're looking at between about £150 to £200 per portion, and it's not about trying to charge them inflated prices. It's about that's the value of that product, and that's very important.
With the signature dish complete, the staff prepare the rest of the exclusive 7-course meal.
This looks good. This is exciting. Right, let's get this packed. We've got to get going. We're going to be late.
Daniel wants to prove that his new at-home service will be just as good as his private jet business.
We're really putting everything into this tonight. Okay. Have we got water, coffee, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we've got water.
Alongside the Nordic seafood medley, they'll be serving the Elsinum water. Daniel's price for the water just £12 a litre.
I'd certainly like to try some. I'm sure that the packaging is beautiful, and it certainly looks like it's worth the money.
I think it's ludicrous. I think it's people spending money just for the sake of spending money.
OK, John, there we are, mate. No, yep, that's it. Wonderful. And we'll see you there.
In London, Jerry's about to head back to New York after 4 days trying to sell what he claims is the world's most expensive chocolate bar.
To be quite honest, hearing Jerry say the price at £195 a bar was more than shocking.
There's a lot of very high price points of products out there, including skincare, for example, where it may not work, but it becomes known as the most expensive product, and therefore buying it becomes a status symbol. So this chocolate becomes the top end of the market and represents people who can afford to buy it. That's a different cachet in itself.
Jerry has one last chance to impress a buyer in the UK.
I'm excited. This is what I came to London for, and it's happening now, so looking forward to it.
Harrods have agreed to hear his pitch. Two hours and half a chocolate bar later, Jerry finally has some good news.
Meeting with Harrods went great. They're fully on board. They really want to position this as something really exclusive. We're going to work on building a really special display case.
That's exciting. I mean,
building a display case is a lot of work.
You still look so serious, Jerry.
I have the weight of a very expensive chocolate bar in a leather bag and on my arm.
In a mansion in one of London's exclusive suburbs, Daniel and his team are preparing for dinner.
We're adding as much theatre as we can. We've got the Elsinore water, which is one of the most expensive waters in the world. And we're also using our shellfish that we brought all the way back from Norway to just add that added kind of wow factor to the meal, you know, so.
Daniel usually provides food for private jets. This is the firm's first at-home dining event.
We're looking at probably in the region, with wine included, between £500,000 per head.
He's testing his new home service on his investor, Robin Southwell, who used to run aviation giant Airbus.
He's a real foodie, A good client of mine. He's travelled all over globally on private jets and eaten in some of the best places, and he knows his wine as well.
Yeah, I'm shamelessly an entrepreneur. I look for opportunity, invest in opportunity. I take risks, take big risks. I say shamelessly because I'm not embarrassed. I'm prepared to accept the downside, but I'm equally prepared to enjoy the upside. And I'm a lucky man.
Daniel has brought in wine expert Tom Harrow to source rare and expensive vintages to accompany each dish.
With the foie gras, we've got this absolutely insane, the Essentia, known in fact as medieval Viagra. Pope Leo XIII actually survived for 8 extra weeks drinking nothing but this stuff. I kid you not. It's only 2% alcohol. They make barely 2,000 bottles. They've only made 5 vintages since 1990. And
I was just going to say, what's the spoon for?
Well, absolutely. See, you can't serve a drink like this in a glass, so you get your own handmade crystal spoon to drink it from.
So the first dish you've got this evening is foie gras. We shall be serving something exceptional with this.
This is the very first of the world's fine wines. It takes 40 kilos of grapes to make a single half bottle of this wine. This sells in some restaurants. It's $125 a spoon.
Oh my gosh.
And they serve it in the...
It's like a combination of wine and honey. Gee.
It's pretty special stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's it going? Tom's doing his thing. They're loving it. It's great. It's great entertainment. They're really having fun. It's you can tell because they're all smiling, and when their
faces light up. And then the next bit, so this isn't just about delivering a dish to a table, this is about, you know, it goes in front of them and then you get the story behind the wine and the food and all the rest of it and they're loving it. You don't get that in a restaurant.
After foie gras and medieval Viagra, it's time for the main event. Arctic Circle seafood.
What we've got here is we've got a mahogany clam and we've got a soft shell crab. And each of them have different flavours.
So delicious.
Marvellous.
What a shame we only get so little. I'd like double that. Has anybody tried any of this yet?
I think food is an emotion. I really do. I feel like when there's amazing food in front of you, you do tend to go through a journey, like starters, anticipation, mains, that's it, and then dessert. Wow. Yeah.
For pudding, it's peanut cheesecake with wild berries, served with Elsinore water.
So further, I'd say there's like a chalky,
chalky
quality. It's like a chalky, slightly saline character.
So I think you can smell the rock where it comes from. You can smell the rock. Which you can't smell in other waters, like in Perrier or something.
The bubbles taste far different to any San Pellegrino that I've ever tasted.
But what did Daniel's staff think of a £30 bottle of water?
Very nice glass of water.
And what does Daniel really think of this world of excess?
The business that we provide and the service that we provide in this unique experience pays my staff's wages, supports them and their families. So for me, it's just economics. And for those that can afford it, fabulous. And I love the fact of being able to supply that. And every single person who works for me, they can't afford to have one of these dinners, but they love the fact of delivering an experience to somebody.
Gosh. After 7 courses and 7 different wines...
Gosh.
Host Robin...
Gosh.
Seems pleased with his investment in Daniel's business.
What a wonderful, decadent, enjoyable evening with friends, with family. I am replete, I'm happy, and I'm grateful. Yes, and I am very lucky.
For the UK's millionaires and billionaires, shopping has become an art form. And nothing gets them spending more than Christmas.
They have a budget of £250,000 to do their Christmas decorations and Christmas tree.
The final price is £615,000.
£10,000 to a multi-billionaire is nothing. I mean, that's like a fiver.
But while we search out bargains on the high street, the wealthy use bespoke suppliers of high-end products.
I designed one with over 23,000 Swarovski crystals.
Bespoke's best because it's something that's just yours.
People love to be first because people love to have something that is just for them.
As the Christmas deadline approaches, these exclusive elves are under pressure.
Always nervous, though. If you're not nervous, you're not successful.
To deliver to some of the most demanding clients on the planet.
That's the level of service that they want. It's not necessarily how you or I would choose to live, but it's what they're used to.
When money's no object, how far do you go?
We'll put about 15,000 decorations on this tree.
In the quest to have a truly super rich Christmas.
To Christmas, to Christmas.
The world's wealthiest continue to flock to London. More billionaires live here than in any other city, and they love to spend. But if you've got a fortune in the bank, you don't go shopping. You have a lady who does it for you.
Tickets to the James Bond premiere in London. At the moment, they're going for £8,000, but that is increasing.
Frances Holworth Noble can get whatever you want, whenever you want it, at a price. She runs the London Concierge Company, catering to every whim of her exclusive clients.
Private jets to Monaco. You're looking at the billions, you're not looking at millions. So they're extremely wealthy international families. A lot of them are royalty, oligarchs. We provide a service that supports each of our clients' individual needs.
Is your phone on 24 hours a day?
Yeah. They're awake, you're awake.
It's late summer in central London, but Frances can already hear sleigh bells.
We're organising a private shopping evening for our high-end clients for Christmas. We will put it in a venue where they're going to get the best food, the best wine, and we'll create an experience that is going to make them feel very Christmassy and want to buy gifts.
Frances needs an extraordinary selection of luxury Christmas goods to tempt her super-rich clients. First up is Chelsea jeweller, Shawish.
I'm good, I'm good. Ah, you've got on the little... I love that, love it, love it. What are you thinking about showcasing?
Well, this is obviously our signature piece, our mushrooms. Our little secret to this is that if you press here, and this becomes a USB.
Oh, that's cute.
And then this will be the world's most expensive USB.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And how much is that?
22,950.
What else are we looking at?
But Frances's clients don't just need stocking fillers. No, they also want main presents.
Okay, of course, our moonlight necklace is our creme de la creme. The diamond in the middle alone is over 6 carat.
It's beautiful, I love it.
It has...
I absolutely love it.
It has many, many diamonds.
This is the piece I want to wear on the evening. So how much is this piece?
This piece is 1.9 million.
Nice.
If the moonlight necklace is too traditional, Shawish have something a little more out there to light up the party.
Octopus bangle.
Nice.
I can tell you that it is so comfortable to put on.
That's lovely.
Pink pearl. Mm-hmm. The eyes are marquee diamond.
What's this bit here?
Okay, that is our secret for this lovely piece. So you basically turn this towards inside and you have a beautiful light, and this is the effect you get in dark.
Batteries are included in the total price.
This is 450,000.
For clients that purchase anything on the night, how do we go about payment for that?
The best thing for that will be a bank transfer. Mm-hmm. So what I will...
I'll tell you my concern is that money is a discrete subject. And I think in the environment that we're creating, our clients won't feel comfortable doing a transaction on the evening. So I was going to suggest the easiest thing might be is if they did the transaction to me and then I transferred the monies to you.
With gifts like this, Frances hopes to stage London's most exclusive Christmas market. When you're a long way from home, Christmas with the family is more important than ever. Louisa is a Russian entrepreneur.
I came from Russia, from Moscow. My parents, they have a banking business, and I made my own decision not to follow them. So I decided to move to London, and this would be my first Christmas and New Year's Eve celebrating here in London. As I feel myself much more settled now, and my family will come to join me.
Luckily, Louisa has her own restaurant, the exclusive Gigi's in Mayfair, famous for its choice range of special cocktails. Today, she's on the hunt for Christmas tree decorations, and she knows just the man. Michael Peterson is London's go-to bauble guy.
These are going to help because these are all the special things I've done. Prime Minister. This was for Gordon Brown, the official Downing Street bauble for 2009. They ordered for all their staff, and I don't know if it went out to heads of state as well. I think it might have done a few. But I know that Tony Blair and all that got some.
What Gordon gave Tony?
I don't know if it was that. I think it was they knew about it and they phoned me secretly, and I'm sure it was Sherry Blair.
Well, Sherry Blair called you up,
Yeah.
but didn't say I'm Sherry Blair.
No, but it was her address. And she said, I used to live in number 10, that was what gave it away, so... She ordered a few. We had to do a deal. They were quite... Good price they got. They got a good price.
Today, Michael must impress Louisa and her business partner, Gerald.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Please sit down. I brought some samples for you to see of some exclusive stuff that we've done. This is all the traditional English cakes and treats that my nan and granddad used to give me.
All Michael's baubles are individually hand-blown and can be designed to the client's taste.
I've got the Porsche 911.
It's so good. I love this color. Maybe
Yeah, it's my favourite colour, Porsche. Electric blue.
Electric blue sounds very cool.
Little red Ferrari maybe outside the front.
Oh yes, we have plenty of them outside.
Yeah.
Why not?
I've done a few cutouts. These are not the actual baubles. These are just to show you size. I was thinking a little bar of gold.
Yep.
Yeah, it would shine brilliantly, I think.
The golden pineapple that represents wealth.
Well, thank you, Michael.
And celebration now.
I think it looks amazing. And can we do it in real gold?
I think so, yeah.
To make something really
Real
special
gold, yeah.
Christmas tree. Oh, and here is our famous cocktail.
Gigi's signature cocktail is made with 19th century Armagnac and vintage Cristal champagne, topped off with edible gold leaf. Yours for £8,888.
It's the most expensive cocktail in the world. You just have to represent it again.
Yeah. We definitely could get close to that. I mean, we're not going to get exact, but we will get really, really close.
Do you have a budget in mind for these baubles? Do you know?
The budget was about 10K. So the customer who buys the cocktail just pays for the Christmas tree decoration.
Michael has a £10,000 bauble order in the bag, and it's only September. This could be a very good year.
I'm a dreamer if I am. I want to shop in New York, London, Paris, Rome, Tokyo, and be the little Gucci of Christmas decorations.
When money isn't an issue, but you just can't think of what to buy, you need someone like brand specialist Marcel Noble.
Very First 2 enables one to be the first to know about and have the best of newly launching luxury.
Marcel's colleague is Amar Thapan.
Look forward to seeing what she's done.
They've come to inspect one of this year's must-have festive products.
Hi. How are you?
Here we are.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful.
There's only one thing missing.
They may look like ordinary Christmas tarts, but wait till you see Rudolph's nose.
That is over 7 carats. Oval cabochon ruby.
You know, you've got the fun of Christmas, you've got the magic of kind of Rudolph, but you've also got the ability to create fantastic pieces of jewellery once Christmas is devoured.
When one thinks about Christmas, you think of sparkle and you think of glowing, and this here really delivers both in perfect fashion.
Rudolph the ruby-nosed reindeer tarts will sell for £475 each. And if you think that's extreme, look what they came up with at Easter.
The world's most extravagant chocolate Easter bunny. The rabbit has 2 diamond dazzling eyes. It came to £33,000.
Unfortunately, the Easter rabbit didn't sell, but Christmas could bring their biggest rewards yet.
We need to give people an opportunity to purchase the very finest in newly launching luxury.
The super rich can have anything they want for Christmas, so their biggest challenge is to find something that no one else can buy.
Right, brainstorming.
It's September, so the team from Very First Two must agree on the most unique gift ideas for this Christmas.
It's got to be truly exceptional, absolutely remarkable, and never done before. There is no budget. We're not straitjacketed by any cost whatsoever.
Marcel's team will create one-off gifts that will sell for tens of thousands.
Christmas crackers, perhaps. We'd get, for example, Jimmy Carr to
Like
write
it.
specific jokes.
You actually get luxury crackers with luxury standard jokes.
Exactly.
Like it.
For luxury crackers.
Our DNA is to enable people to be the very first to have or do luxury things.
Gingerbread. We could do gingerbread people in the likeness of your family, but maybe adorning it with like Mickey Moto pearls.
Brilliant, like it.
Great.
Yeah.
We could offer the opportunity to have 3 wise men attend your Christmas dinner. The likes of Stephen Fry.
Stephen Hawking.
Hawking.
Yeah.
I bet Starkey, David Starkey could be brilliant. Amazing, amazing.
People love to be first because people love to have something that is just for them.
Yeah, like it.
We give people the opportunity to come to us for inspiration, and that's where they will learn where to spend their money.
All they need is that one big show-stopping idea. Suddenly, Amar strikes gold.
What if we were to do the most glamorous tree topper? So, you know, you either have an angel or a star.
And it'll be either diamond encrusted or crystal encrusted, but really luxurious, beautifully crafted. That'd be super, really.
Before the tree topper's even made, they have a tip-top price in mind.
Over 90 to 100,000.
90 to 100,000.
Over.
Over?
Yes.
Following your email earlier in the week, and just have a conversation around...
In Caterham, luxury concierge Frances is planning her spectacular Christmas market.
Can I take a telephone number and I'll give you a call back and I'll look into that for you? In the office, yeah.
She started out as a high-level PA before setting up her own exclusive company.
So the reason I decided to do the business is because I was working for an awful, probably shouldn't say awful actually, I was working for this lovely private family in London, and they were extremely high maintenance and demanding. They would go on holiday and they would ring me from their hotel whilst they were walking downstairs to the restaurant and ask me to ring the chef in the country that they were in to ask the chef to start cooking their dinner. Seriously, just dial 0, what's wrong with you? But no, you know, in the world of the high net worth individual, they can ask for that and they get it. If they didn't get it, they wouldn't ask for it. Learned behaviour.
Frances knows which gifts will tempt her clients at her exclusive shopping event. Now all she needs is a venue. She's come to inspect Kozu Restaurant, just round the corner from Buckingham Palace.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. It's nice to meet you. Oh, apologies. Sorry. Clients are very important.
Of course, for everyone. For us as well.
Right. That can wait for a call back.
This is main entrance and we go up the floor.
So if we've got Christmas decorations, will we be able to decorate all of this? Could we have something like...
Her wealthy clients expect the highest standards, so Frances must make sure Kozu is up to scratch.
I don't like the chairs. They look like they're from IKEA. I don't think they need to see the food being prepared. They just need to taste it, if I'm honest. Have you got like a private dining room as well?
We have an excellent drive.
Morning, chefs.
Hi, who's coming in? Chef.
Glass is a bit dirty. Need to clean it.
As well as our high net worth clients, Francis has millions of pounds worth of jewellery to worry about.
Oh, security guards. Do you have any doormen?
Yes, we do.
How many?
Two. For the night like this, we make sure that we have two of them standing and...
Can you get a third one so that they can guard the office upstairs?
That's absolutely fine.
Okay. Can we have a red carpet coming in as well from outside? Yeah. I have to put myself in my client's shoes and think, okay, if I am Mr. Billionaire, millionaire, everything is picture perfect. I'm fussy, but I need to be, for the sake of my clients.
London is the shopping capital of the world, with an annual spend of £65 billion. It may only be autumn, but some shops are already gearing up for Christmas. Michael and his wife and business partner Janetta already have a £10,000 order for bespoke baubles. They're hoping their Fortnum and Mason concession will help their business grow even more.
I think the Three Kings last year was very, very popular because of the colours.
And these are some of my original, or some of the first things that we did. Decorations of London.
We're a good team.
Good team, yeah. We have arguments, of course.
I'm organizing setting up the transport and orders.
Yeah, and I'm the designer, the creative one. We can either sell you what we've already designed from our range, which is ever increasing now, or we can offer a commission for your family, starting from £1,000 for a single miniature decoration. I think we've been up to 15,000, 20,000.
All their baubles are designed to evoke memories of Christmases past.
It's amazing how a product can affect somebody.
Sometimes you make people to cry.
Yeah, sometimes if you, like not me personally, but
yeah, but
when
like
you're working,
memories and for people. And
yeah, they have memories of their grandparents and stuff, and they have a little tear in their eyes. You really do spark something.
Can I have a biscuit, Janetta? Can I have some custard creams?
Cookies, and we've got crunchy nut. Crunchy nut.
The company is based in Hornchurch in Essex, at Michael and Janetta's house, with logistics based in the garage.
Do you break quite a few of these?
No, hardly never.
The baubles are all made in Janetta's homeland of Poland. The business wouldn't exist if the couple hadn't fallen in love.
It actually started from a weekend away for me. Didn't really want to go, raining. In walks this girl into the kitchen, and I was just love at first sight, basically. That was it. And that weekend I went home and told everybody I just met the girl I was going to marry. That was it. I was learning Polish, I was getting married to her. In my mind, not in Janetta's mind.
I fell in love with Michael and Michael fell in love with me. It's our lives changed in 1 second, really.
The couple now have 2 children and a healthy bauble business.
My Wayne and Manger set, which is very popular, probably one of our best sellers. Literally did the little camel today, actually.
But it's their bespoke service that could take them to the next level.
Every commission that I get is brilliant for me. It just puts us out there for word of mouth as well, people passing on to other clients.
Which makes the £10,000 order from Louisa and the opportunity to impress her friends all the more critical.
If they're saying, yeah, it's good, their friends are going to think, wow, we should be doing that, hopefully.
In London's West End, the world's most exclusive tree topper is becoming a reality. It was Amar's bright idea to make this special Christmas star, and he needs some sparkle. Luckily, the staff at 77 Diamonds have just the thing.
I can show you the type of size that we'd be looking at. So obviously in comparison, the centre stone of something around this size.
What's the value of that stone alone?
That'll be over 200.
200,000.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's us being too ambitious.
Do
you guys like? Do you like the design?
Absolutely,
Very much so.
absolutely. It speaks for itself. It's just the icon stopper. There will never have been a Christmas topper which is encrusted in diamonds.
With a £200,000 diamond as its centrepiece, the tree's star budget has skyrocketed.
We're looking at probably about over $500,000 or thereabouts, and that is great.
What happens if nobody buys that?
We're anticipating that there will be individuals out there who will actually be attracted to it. But because it's fresh and truly original, one can never guarantee it.
It's all well and good having a £500,000 star on the top of your tree, but whatever goes underneath it better be impressive. Luckily, there's a lady who ensures that every present has extra sparkle.
Seeing people buying really expensive gifts and putting it in a £2.50 gift wrapping paper, it just did not compute. So I came up with the idea of the Swarovski gift wraps, and I designed one with over 23,000 Swarovski crystals. It just looks amazing.
Now Rebecca's company, House of Rococo, sells personalised wrapping paper and gift boxes for thousands.
This is called the Cinderella, and it's made from lambskin, and these are all genuine Swarovski crystals. This is one that I made for Valentine's. This took ages to make. This actually took about 3 weeks. I wish I never started it.
And the cost?
It can start from about 1,000 onwards.
She's working on a rather special gift box for Christmas.
Every single inch of this box will be covered in Swarovski crystals. 2 weeks, 3 hours sleep a day, so 20 hours a day. It's not about me at the end of the day, it's all about enhancing that relationship between the giver and the receiver.
How much is this going to go for?
At the moment, we're looking between 25 to 30,000.
It's October in Krakow, Poland, the traditional heartland of glass blowing in Europe. Michael and Janetta are on their way to oversee production of Louisa's bespoke baubles.
Czy dużo są korki? Yeah, I'm not going to say it correct. I'm a bloody English, darling. Czy dużo są korki?
W ciągu dnia ma się przejaśniać.
With a commission this important, they're leaving nothing to chance.
It's just not good enough to look on the internet, talk over it online. We need to come here and make sure everything's running smoothly.
In a workshop in the suburbs, the baubles are individually mouth-blown into moulds. It's this high-skilled practice that clients are prepared to pay for.
Bespoke's best because it's something that's just yours. Nobody else will have it. And you'll hand it down through your family, and they'll be the only ones in the world of that. Even if somebody copies, they'll never, ever get that, because it will never be the same exact thing, because they're handmade.
The pineapples symbolising wealth, and the gold bars, also symbolising wealth, are then painted.
These look really good. I love that.
But when it comes to the replica cocktail glass, there's a problem with the stem.
Made mistake here. Michael, we need to make it more thicker, about 1 millimeter. Thicker, yes, thicker.
But you're saying that this is going to be a couple of days, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I can see the issues.
Despite the problem, Michael is suddenly inspired.
When you paint, can you whip the paint up so it makes it bubbly and then paint it on and it dries with the bubbles?
I never did it before.
Maybe try. Because if you can do that, it will look like it's bubbled on the top. And that...
I don't know how it will be after drying.
Yeah.
I can try, no problem.
Michael only has a few weeks to finish the £10,000 Gigi order, and it's got to be perfect.
Bit nervous. Always nervous, though. If you're not nervous, you're not successful.
There are only 2 months until Christmas. In a workshop in London, Soho, the finishing touches are being made to the world's most exclusive Christmas tree topper.
It's very sparkly, isn't it?
Marcel and jewellery director David are inspecting their most extravagant Christmas design, a solid silver star embedded with over 280 diamonds.
That is as imagined, and even better than imagined.
We've handmade it in silver because then it's going to be a little bit more lightweight than if we'd have done it in gold. We will gold plate the main star and keep the points nice and polished so it's all nice and shiny and bright.
So the only thing missing is the hero.
The hero diamond, yes,
Yep.
that's right.
Wow.
So it's approximately £450,000 is the centre stone.
Right, right. So we're looking around, with all the workmanship and so forth, the 500,000 or so mark.
Yeah.
Okay, just in terms of, it's a figure with clarity, and look at that. It looks so resilient, doesn't it? Really looks splendid. This will be the most glamorous Christmas topper the world has ever seen.
But this tree topper isn't just for Christmas. You don't put this one in the loft for the rest of the year. The 5-carat flawless diamond can be removed and worn for all seasons.
So it
Maybe
just
not
sits
for me.
so dignified, doesn't it?
Frances's Christmas shopping event is in 2 weeks. She has presents and a venue already sorted. Now she's on her way to meet a luxury Christmas cracker supplier deep in the Hampshire countryside.
Well, let's just say, if it's going to be like a £5 cracker from Morrison's, I probably shouldn't say that, actually. Sorry, Morrison's, love you. Our clients aren't really going to want to buy them. But if it's something that's going to cost a little bit more, the gifts inside are a little bit more extravagant, they look a little bit more quality, then our clients are going to be much more interested in that. So you have to make sure that actually when you're delivering something as simple as a Christmas cracker, it still excels their expectations and they still get that, oh wow, factor from it. Hello! Hello, how are you? I'm right, how are you?
Katie Jedgitz runs Upper Crust Crackers. Her client list includes Buckingham Palace, the Savoy Hotel, Elton John, and Lulu.
Ah, where our little elves are working.
Yeah, exactly. It's proper like Santa's workshop for
Great,
gifts.
actually, isn't it?
Firstly, just a nice simple black box.
This would work quite well with a jewel.
The price for their bespoke crackers is just under £1,000 for a dozen. And that's before they put any gifts inside, or paper hats.
Well, it's very traditional, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit kitsch.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Very kind of aristocracy. So we do have some titled people coming.
Yeah.
So
Customers can personalise their crackers.
If any of them have family crests, it's something like that.
it's not very clear. The light kind of hides it, doesn't it?
Does a bit. We can get.
Yeah.
We've got lots of other ones.
That's very clever. If I'm honest, I can't imagine any of my clients going for the smaller ones. I think they would all go big, simply because the types of gifts that they can put in them. Yeah, they're going to need a bigger barrel inside to fit them in, particularly if it's jewellery or like a Patek Philippe watch would sit really nicely in there.
If they're buying their daughter a car for Christmas, you put the car keys inside the cracker.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. Really nice idea.
Again, jokingly, if you've bought them a horse, you put a figurine of a horse in and say that's your horse for Christmas.
Yeah.
But actually there's one out in the field.
The bespoke Christmas crackers will have a place at Francis's Christmas market.
It's going to be a really good evening. There's going to be a couple of titled people there. In the room, we'll have a net worth of about over 100 million.
With just 6 weeks until Christmas, more and more shops are going festive. None more so than that of florist Neil Strain in Belgravia.
Hello, Neil.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
Although here, floristry is referred to as floral couture.
I really want something a bit different this year.
Susan is one of Neil's regulars, and as always at this time of year, she's wreath shopping.
I think I'd like to go for something a little bit different.
Neil's wreaths start at £600.
That is so different. They're like artwork. I mean, this is art.
Those are really amazing.
Many of Floral Couture's customers use Neil's annual service, so he can decorate their homes with fresh flowers all year round.
If it's a smaller apartment, prices would usually be in the hundreds. If it's a neat and square townhouse, it can often be in the tens of thousands of pounds.
We say tens of thousands per month?
Per week.
Bye,
Speak to you soon. Okay, yeah, you too.
One of Neil's best properties is a house in Covent Garden, owned by a Middle Eastern couple. But he's never met them. They have a property manager, James Taylor, who organises services such as Neil's.
So it's that time of year again.
It is. The client in Covent Garden, I know you look after them regularly. They're going to be in London quite a lot for Christmas. They're spending some of the time in the south of France in their house there. They're going to be in New York as well, but Christmas Day is going to be in London, and they really want to pull out all the stops in terms of you designing something really special for them.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's a gorgeous house to work in, so an exciting challenge.
The other thing, if you could let me know sooner rather than later, is the colours that you're actually going to use, because one house last year, they actually refurnished certain rooms to go with their Christmas decorations. They have a budget of £250,000 to do their Christmas decorations and Christmas tree. They plan to be in London for 36 hours. But do you know what? Sometimes someone may invest that sort of money and stay in New York and never actually see them.
People like James are essential to their super-rich clients, if only to remind them where all their money is.
And we had an instance once where the daughter, a member of a very wealthy family, saw a house that was boarded up and had security in Mayfair, and she thought that that house would tick the box in terms of her new home. And when we started searching on land registry and looking at the offshore company structure, as it turns out, they already owned it.
With just over a month until Christmas, London shops are in full festive swing. And so is Amar. His Christmas tree topper is finished.
I have seen a few hints, but I'm now actually going to see it in its full glory, and I'm really excited.
The unveiling. So, magnificent.
Wow.
It is truly beautiful. It's beautifully designed and impeccably rendered. Congratulations.
I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. So the final price is $615,000 because that then accounts for VAT,
yes,
additional costs of packaging. We're ready to insert So, the topping ceremony. The centre protagonist really, really dazzles.
The star will be offered for sale exclusively to very first 2 members.
What are the odds of this selling?
Amar, you're a betting man.
I am indeed. I would say the odds are fair, in everyone's favour.
Michael and Janetta are delivering Louisa's bespoke order, the kind of commission that could revolutionise their company, Bombke Baubles.
I'm always nervous, but they're beautiful. They really are. I think they are.
They've had major problems with their model of Gigi's famous gold leaf cocktail.
So the cocktail glass has been an issue from day one, and getting the little gold leaf on the top has been awfully difficult. And it arrived this morning, not exactly how I wanted it, but it still looks beautiful, doesn't it? But we need to explain to Louisa.
Oh, we can fix it.
Possibly we can fix it as we go, because we have some more gold leaf with us. So.
Okay.
Hello, Louisa. You right?
It's a £10,000 order for Russian entrepreneur Louisa's first Christmas in London.
That's a beautiful decoration.
It's quite difficult to make it.
Very difficult. Real gold paint.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Cocktail glass. And we've got the real gold leaf.
The stem may be a little chunky, and the paint bubbles never materialised.
I think it looks just the same as our cocktail.
Yeah.
But the client's happy.
Oh, wow, so this is our special. Piece of gold. To be honest, I even didn't expect that it would be so good. It's amazing. This is just the most beautiful Christmas tree, I think. I think everybody would love it.
And is that an Aston Martin?
It looks like a Ferrari, actually.
It's a Ferrari.
Louisa has invited her friends to admire her bespoke baubles.
Bombke is the name.
Michael's baubles have hit the big time in Mayfair.
I'm just trying to work out what my favourite is. I think it has to be this. Yeah.
It's nice to have a Porsche hanging from your Christmas tree, though, isn't it?
It's a room full of potential clients.
It's like the day when you always believe in magic, so something good can happen.
I kind of think we've done it. I think we've done it. I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Santa's coming.
Santa's coming.
Yes, on that note, to Christmas. To Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Right.
Another day, another deadline in Belgravia. There are now just hours until Francis's Christmas shopping event.
No, don't need that. Just need that table there. This table can go. Restaurant can go. I do want the other column with the email addresses in because we need to get everybody's email address as they come in.
Suppliers are preparing their products. Katie's bespoke Christmas cracker service. Delice handmade chocolates from Dubai for almost £800 a box. Luxury hampers for £2,000. And even a luxury golf trolley picnic set.
Each of the products and suppliers that are here pay for themselves to be here. So it's a good way not only to network with each other and build up business connections, but also to get to promote your great products to a client base that you haven't had access to before. So we're just waiting for the jewellery girls. Nervous, actually. Nervous. I don't normally get nervous, but I do feel a little bit nervous. Because normally it's all about me. And tonight it's not just about me, it's about everybody else. It has to work for them as well. Hello, how are you? So that's Allegra and her mother, Julia. Allegra is an Italian duchess and her mother is an Italian marchioness. But we need some staff to bring over the champagne.
Wealthy clients mix with suppliers keen to supply them. Shawish have finally arrived with their bejewelled necklaces. This one on offer for £124,000. and their trademark USB mushrooms.
And this is white gold. It's £43,000. It's amazing.
But as always with the super rich, it has to be a soft sell.
People don't want to be sold to it, you know, but they want to be able to experience different products, and this is a really good informal way to do it. And good business is being done. People are making contacts as well, which is great.
Jakub Yusuf, the chairman of an investment company, has spotted Delise chocolates.
You know, one of my aides turned around and mentioned I should attend this event. I was looking for some unique gift, something which is not available. And here I am, and I'm hoping to put some orders for some of my very, very close senior friends. Every year it gets difficult finding that unique, that point of difference, that different gift. I want about 25 boxes, anything about the 800 to the £1,000 mark, another 50 boxes for me, but a different range. I want every box bespoke in the sense the name of the receiver should be on every box. That is very easy. That it can be done.
It's an order worth almost £60,000.
I think it's gone well. I do think it's gone well tonight. A lot more people than I was expecting turned up as well. I tried to talk to that chap there, the guy with the beard, who I'm hoping I might be able to persuade to become a client.
It's been a productive night for some guests and suppliers, and Francis may well have found a new client.
Brand that everybody has heard of, and clients want something that's different and unattainable, and this is what these guys are.
We're supposed to go to 3 events tonight, but I think we're going to stay here. This is going to be the best. Do you think?
In Covent Garden, Neil, the florist, is taking delivery of his Christmas tree, a pampered 12-footer to decorate his client's 6-storey Grade 2 listed townhouse.
So we're going to need to take off just a little bit more off the top. Yeah, it's just important that we don't lose the shape.
Height enough?
Yeah, our clients, regardless of nationality or religious beliefs, they just love the Christmas tree, just as I expected. Beautiful.
Oh God, what nightmare.
Even with a budget of £250,000, it's good to see some Christmas traditions never change.
We'll put about 15,000 decorations on this tree. It's going to be very full, very luxe, very opulent. This is a magnolia leaf that has been dipped in gold paint. Not using any tinsel this year. It's a little bit retro for the style of the house.
Every room in the house receives Neil's magic touch. Even the bathroom. And even the bath. The homeowners have entrusted the project to their property manager, James, who comes to make sure everything is perfect.
Neil, I tell you, they are going to be over the moon. I mean, look at that.
Yes. So again, colour-wise, just picking off the golds, the coppers.
The family in question, they're from the Middle East, but they have quite European taste, so it kind of ticks all the boxes.
Yes.
There's still a question mark over whether the owners will actually turn up, but for now, James is planning the full Christmas package.
We started to purchase some of the presents, so they're going all out this year, all out.
Is there enough space underneath this tree for the presents that they're going to be buying?
There'll be the normal Christmas presents that everyone loves to enjoy, and then 1 or 2 that your average family won't be purchasing. So,
like
2 Bentleys.